Hello, Fancy. Tea is ready. We last left off Grandmother Bear. She was thinking of the old days, and the boys were thinking about fixing up cabins. We'll continue the story of This Canoe is Heavy by Grandmother Gentle Bear. Some of the cabins will need a new roof. Some need a new wall, and some are beyond repair. A few cabins are in good faith and livable. I hear the children's laughter and their mothers' chatter, men returning with meat from the hunt, and the old smoker will be full of meat and fish. A good life is waiting right here, and my grandsons could make it happen. I drop a few hints here and there, and I hear them imagine what it would be like to go off on their own across the lake and beyond. Almost old enough to have wives, old enough to live, thrive, and survive on the edge of the forest, on the lake, and not too far from the ocean. It's not uncommon for the village to have families leave and build not too far away, especially young couples wanting privacy, near enough to have help when needed and help with childbirthing, but far enough to make your own way. Cousins will be close and come to visit often, share in hunting and fishing and raising families. And the village will grow, as some of the elders will also join them. After all, you need us elders to keep the stories alive and keep you all respectful, not allowing bad behavior to go unchecked. Even freedom has rules: self-respect, mutual respect, self-control, think before speaking, and harmony with nature and humans too. And young people keep old people feeling useful, especially when they want to hear the stories. Tell us again, they say, and I tell the stories, with a new story here and there, just to let them know that adventures still happen to me and I'm still here. Not all stories are ancient, and sometimes we embellish with crazy notions, and the youngsters correct me, and I love it. It means they were listening and remember the details. Details are important. It's what gives the story flavor and reality. I've wandered off, and the sun is high, and my stomach is rumbling. I'll wander back towards Father's cabin. They are watching for me as I come out of the forest with my arms full of goodies. "We were not worried about you," they called out as I neared. But I could tell they were relieved that I was back with them. A great feast of trout over the fire, a rabbit in the pot with some fresh herbs, and I added a few as well. These 3 young men are good at feeding our little tribe. My grandsons have learned well and honed their skills. I swell with pride, but I don't express it. Don't feed the ego, feed the person, the being. A person that lets their ego run their life is not really a happy person, hiding behind self-entitlement and hiding behind lies. The ego eventually kills the soul and affects all who are around. But if you can kill the ego and allow yourself to come back to reality, then you will be okay. Being wrong and admitting a mistake shows maturity and understanding. You grow as a person for the better. Others will follow your example, and then there is more harmony and self-respect, and self-control grows. Lead by example, and when you have an off day or say something stupid or foolish, just say you're sorry so that life can go on. Pride before the fall, as the old saying goes. It's not a weakness to be humble. Know that we all make mistakes. It's how we handle them that shows the kind of person that we are. Know that youngsters and your children are always watching. Be at your best, but be yourself too. I'm going to keep reading. Just to stop, and I'm going to keep going. Warm up the tea. The time around the fire and the good country food makes us a bit lazy, and some of us fall into a nap. Right there in the meadow with the herbs and flowers all around. The smells and colors and buzzings of pollinators and the warmth of the autumn sun. It's days like this that It's days like this. I just want to see my son's face, see him smile, hear his voice, feel his hugs. He went into the forest a long time ago and never came out. Some say he lives in the hills and doesn't want to be around people. We don't want to think that a great bear might have got him. It's easier to think that maybe he became the big old bush bear. It's hard to think that he's out there somewhere but won't come back to his people. Maybe something in his head doesn't work right anymore. One of his sons is here with me. He doesn't ask about his father anymore, so as not to upset me into sadness. And somehow it's understood that sometimes people leave and don't come back. We hear their names when stories are told. We remember them with love and kindness. And always, in the back of our thoughts, a glimmer of hope that someday they'll come home, that they'll return to us. But in the meantime, life goes on, and we live in the here and the now. Set the sadness aside and find happiness with those who love you. This adventure has been a great time for reflection and fun. It's late in the day, a hot day, and suddenly these three young men were boys again. jumping and splashing in the creek. The laughter is contagious and it fills me with joy. Oh, to be young again. Another day in the little village. As we head back to camp and get the fire going, I hear one of my grandsons say he's going to fix up that cabin just there and come back in the winter to see what it's like. And the others agree and say they'll come too. They've already put some of their spirit here in this old village. Tomorrow will be a busy day, building a smoker and catching fish to fill that smoker. I'll be making birch bark baskets to put some dry herbs in, smoked fish to bring back to the big village, just so they know we were thinking of them. I went to my bunk early. I wanted to give my grandson some time together around the fire, and I was exhausted. I could almost hear the drums as I faded close to sleep. Bits of laughter around the fire put a smile on my face and sent me into a restful place. Life is good, and I've been blessed. And we'll finish there today. Thank you for stopping by for tea and listening to the continued story of This Canoe is Heavy. We'll read some more tomorrow. Please remember to like and subscribe. Keeps this little channel going. Remember to leave a comment. Maybe you have a story too that I can read online during one of my videos. Until the next reading, as always, be kind to nature and go into the woods as often as you can.